Yo, everybody, what's up? I'm Antoine here as your host of Live on the Court podcast. Welcome back to the show and thank you for joining. Hey, this is a great time of year. It's March, one of my favorite times of year, March Madness. But we'll get into that. As you guys know, anybody who's coming on this show for the first time, on this show, when it's me by myself, I like to give you guys tips, tools, and strategies to deal with life in your court, because this is the Life on the Court podcast show. So, going back to what I initially talked about with it being March and March Madness. And if you guys don't know, I am a former basketball player, college basketball player. I played at Winthrop University, and I had the amazing opportunity, earned the opportunity to play in the national tournament for men's basketball, which people commonly refer to as the March Madness. And that's because of you have a field of 68 teams that are trying to win one thing, and that is a national championship. So I was blessed to play in March of 2007 and March of 2008. So, it was a great opportunity, had so much fun, got a lot of coverage. So it's just a great time of year where dreams come true. There's always triumph and defeat that goes along with it. But, and they also have it for women's basketball. I am a former women's basketball coach as well. Wasn't able to get to that point as a coach on the women's side. However, they have a field of 68 as well. And, this time of year, you want to embrace the underdog mentality, okay? We'll talk more about that later. But I want to give you guys just maybe some like leadership qualities that you could take from, or lessons in leadership that you all can take from this time of year, these March Madness, right? And one of the things I want to talk about is just, competition is a good thing, okay? It's, for people who are in sales, my business-minded business owners, entrepreneurs, competition is a good thing. It's competition when you are trying to sell a product, sell a service, and you have competitors, right? And you're always trying to create a higher top. And again, that pushes us all to just be a little bit more creative, learn and understand how to pivot. Even in education, even as a student, you may experience some type of anything with competitive nature, salutatorians, valedictorians. I'm sure they're competing to get to that number one spot, right? And one of the things that lesson that I want you guys to take is don't be afraid of the competition. What does it do? It raises your level of intensity. If you're a part of a team, it could help gel you guys together. You may communicate at a higher level by when if you're in competitive teams at work. I know a lot of people who have done that. I've been a part of competitive teams that, you want to really know everyone's strengths and weaknesses just to be able to have the best outcome. Right. And then it just allows us to achieve those goals, allows us to push ourselves to a place where we probably thought we couldn't get to. And I think that's important. So just remember that competition is a good thing when you are in business, in sales, in a classroom as an educator. You want to, challenge students to own their learning. Right? The time is now for all of that to just own their learning, get their, take control of their learning back like they did before. Or if they haven't, just push them to even do that, or just put them in situations to be able to do that. And another lesson I want you guys to take from this great tournament of March Madness is never underestimate the underdog. Never underestimate your opponent. On paper, you could be may be better than a company. Maybe your test scores are better than in the history has been better than another teacher, but or your test scores from school to school may have been better in the past. But you don't want to put yourself in that mindset of, oh, I got this. I don't need to worry about that. Okay. Because we know things can change from year to year. Mindsets, attitudes, something could have happened and things can change from year to year. And you just don't want to be caught slipping for real. You don't want to be caught with underestimating your competition, underestimating, uh, that just that underdog mentality. And my shirt says, embrace the underdog mentality. So for all those people who are the underdogs, who live their life with a chip on their shoulder, like myself, you know, we kind of look for people to underestimate us. You want to get something out of me? Tell me you want to get the best out of me? Tell me I can't do something and watch I do it. So, when it comes to, here's that nugget for businesses, right? And that nugget is, maybe you are in the midst of, hiring people, and that resume just kind of sticks out, but have some qualities that you're really not interested in. But then you have this other applicant that's entry level that you probably can extract more out of them, but just again, and the one that's real polished, or have been a couple places but could come with headaches and baggage, you may take a look at that underdog candidate and give them a shot. You just never know, right? You never know how they could come in and take your business, take your mindset, take the team to another level, the next level, right? Another thing that you can extract from this is trust your team. You've developed this team, you created this team. Trust your team. I remember back when I played that, there were situations where, particular, the team had to trust me. One of our best players, our starters, went down. Terrell Martin went down, was out, stress fracture on his foot or something like that. And up until that point, the first half of the season, I was in the doghouse. I wasn't performing how I was capable of. And the time had come that when he went out hurt and the conference play started, it was up to me to step in and not, have a letdown of having me on the court. So, needless to say, that first game coming out, I dropped a 20 ball. It couldn't have been any other, it was the best opponent for me to get going, and that was BMI. They put up a lot of points, and the way they played the game was kind of my style. So I was able to drop a 20 ball against them, and the rest is history. After that, I was built a lot of confidence off of that game, and my team trusted me. And then we went on to High Point. It was a close game. Trusted me with the last second shot to put us up, I think, to win by one. That game I had 21 points or 22 points, and played out of my mind. But it was the coach. I had to develop into that person that was able to be trustworthy. It didn't come overnight. Like I said, the first half of the season, I played like trash. I'm in the doghouse and out partying and all this other stuff, and just wasn't doing the things I needed to be successful. But I had to win that trust back from my teammates, win the trust back from my coaches, and they were able to trust me. So, you got to trust your team. Stop micromanaging people. That's annoying. Give them the capacity, give them the bandwidth to be able to, give them the leash to be able to do things. Because how many of us get it done right all the time the first time. We don't. So when you trust in your team, stop with my micromanagers. If you're on this, if you're listening, stop it. Nobody wants to work for a micromanager. Give them the freedom to be creative because there is more, let's see, what's that saying? More than one way to skin a cat, more than one path to get to success, right? Didn't happen. It's always more than one way to do things. So it's just a lot of that creativity to just kind of just grow within your company, grow within your classroom, grow within your team. Okay. So yeah, those are a few lessons that you can just take from when it comes to March Madness. Another thing, right? I just want to talk about that. You're not going to win everything all the time. As much as you want to, uh, you got 68 teams, men's and women's side, all going for one goal, right? And we all know that everybody's not about to win. It's not about to happen. No, it's going to be one winner in this national tournament. Because guess what? Winning doesn't guarantee future success, and losing doesn't define your future either. But what it is that your team could extract something even greater from going through this process. Maybe it's the first time your team has been to the tournament. I just want to give a shout out. Give a shout out to Longwood University once again. Their first time going. They have some coaches on staff that has been, but this program, this school, men's and women, never been. So there's something that they're going to extract from this that they probably already extracted from this process of losing a lot to now on a national stage. I just want to give a shout out to a couple of my other coaches while I'm talking about them. Talking about this Murray State men's basketball, Tim Kaine. You know, they are have a really great program. Been doing it for years. Randy Peel. These are all people who coached me at Winthrop University. He's at Texas Southern. They just punched their ticket to play in the Big Dance. So, you know, just want to give a quick shout out to them. But back to these teams, it's, you know, something that could define them, that could help them. Maybe some players really grew to get to this point. Maybe they're on a hot streak. Maybe by getting here, they never thought that they would. So like winning, right, isn't all, but what you extract from those experiences is going to be everything. The lessons that you've learned is really going to help. So, you know, like I said, just wanted to hop on here really quick. To talk to you guys just about a couple things in leadership as it pertains to March Madness, knowing your team's strengths and weaknesses, knowing your own strengths and weaknesses, being able to lead by example, okay? Being able to lead by example. So, you know, all these teams, they have different identities, different types of leadership. And some of these games are going to be close. Some games are going to be blowouts. Some games, the team that you thought was going to win isn't going to win. Okay, and vice versa. So, you know, I just wanted to just hop on here for this week's episode of just March Madness, just the leadership things that go into, that you can extract from this tournament. See how the teams come together. Look at the camaraderie. Look at the fans. Look at how coaches, look at the interactions, not just the game, but be able to dig a little deeper as you watch these games. When the pressure is mounting, what happens? When the pressure is mounting on you, how do you handle it? When the pressure is mounting on a coworker, how do you handle it? How do you help? When was the last time you asked someone, how can I help you? What can I do to help you? All right. If you haven't, you should probably try it soon. again, I think it could really help you, whatever walk of life, whatever work that you do, could help. So that's it for today's episode of Life on the Court podcast. Again, we just wanted to take this national tournament, right, that both the men and the women play on a national stage. It's a lot of hype about it. As you're filling out your brackets this week, I just want you to think of those lessons in leadership that you can extract from this tournament and just watch how things unfold, because it's not going to unfold like you think it will. Kind of like our own life, right? Right. So until next time, I'm out. But you can find episodes of Life on the Court podcast. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us on Google Podcasts. You can find us on Spotify, right? You want to watch me? You want to watch all this energy? Go to YouTube. If you're listening, that's fine. You're probably working out. I'm probably in your ear, give you my energy's motivating. That's cool too, right? But listen, continue to support. I appreciate everyone who's out there and supporting the Antoine Harris Group, Life on the Court podcast every single week. I love you guys. So until next time, I'm out. Peace.